Hi everybody, and welcome to Hard Ass Reviews. And in this video, you call it a review, but it's not a tutorial. I don't want any of you to think that it's a tutorial. I am reviewing the iPad Pro, sorry, I was about to say the iPad Air Pro, the iPad Pro 9.7 and smart keyboard. Now I've got it just to one side here. I don't know whether it's in view of the camera. There's some of it might be in view of the camera, but I just thought this warranted. I mentioned it in my last video. But this device needs a video on its own. It really, really does, because in my opinion, it is the best iPad on the market at the moment. And it's a 9.7, very skinny iPad. I think it's skinnier than the iPad Air, and I actually think the iPad Air is skinny as a tablet. But the build quality is amazing, and it has a speaker on each corner of the screen. So I've got it in landscape and it's mounted to the smart keyboard, and the sound quality is outrageous. It's outrageous. It's just loud, you know. For any tablet, I would challenge many tablets apart from the 12.9 version of this, because there is a 12.9 iPad Pro, that's probably the only one that would be louder than this. But there probably wouldn't be much between the two, but there's more depth with the 12.9 because it's a thicker and larger device. This device has the same camera module as the iPhone 6s. The iPhone 6s has a, let me get this right, it's a 12 megapixel camera on the 6s. There is a 12, exactly the same camera module on the back of this tablet, a 12 megapixel camera with, accompanied by, I believe, a 5, I can't see, this is why it's definitely not a tutorial, a 5 or 8 megapixel selfie camera. I'll say 5. A 5 megapixel selfie camera, which is a high selfie camera for iPhone, for Apple products. So it has an extremely good camera. Now I know that you get climbed all over on YouTube when you start talking about you know, cameras on phones, no, cameras on tablets, and using tablet cameras, you know, as your camera of choice, you know, in public. People say, oh, there's nothing worse, and there is nothing. You know, to a certain extent, I do wonder, you know, what people are thinking when they go to gigs and you see somebody sitting on somebody's shoulders holding up an enormous tablet. That it does seem a little silly, considering that you're actually at the concert anyway, so you might as well just enjoy it in the way that you would have done before. But you know, people will take their giant tablets and then hold them up at the screen, or hold them up at the performers. But let's get to the 9.7 here. Now I can only demonstrate. I'm going to have to turn away from you. I've got a fold out table in front of me with the device on it. Now this is a very nice rose gold device. Now I don't know how much of this is in view, so I'm going to see whether I can maneuver it. You might see whether I can maneuver myself where it will pick it up. Let's move the table around a bit. I'm trying to maneuver it so a bit of it's in view, so you can maybe see some of the smart keyboard here on the. Now we have the smart keyboard here.
It goes. Home.
Now this gives you. Now I've got. Now
actions available.
Now iOS 10. iOS 10 is brilliant because iOS 10 has improved accessibility a great deal, because it now gives you a choice of the voices that you have on, and the touch is amazing. And the optimization is amazing. So this is Oliver, which is a much more natural voice. So I'll just
double tap to open.
Here we go.
Calendar. Sunday 09 October. Photos. Camera. Contacts. Clock. 14:54. Maps. Home. Videos. Reminders. News. iTunes Store. App Store. Books. Settings. Page 2. Calendar.
Right.
Sunday 09 October.
So that
double tap to open. Actions available.
Yeah, so that gives you an idea of the quality of
Maps,
the voice.
iTunes
now
Store.
I'm going to see whether I can
iTunes
play
Store.
anything on
App Store. Page 3 of 5. Basement. Folder. 5 apps.
Now,
Basement.
I've got all my stuff folded. So I've got a folder here. Basement.
Google World.
Microsoft.
Notability.
Notability.
Double tap to open Basement.
So let's go into Google World.
Opening Google World. Folder. Google World. Docs. Double. Chrome. Drive. Google Photos. Drive. Google Maps. Google Maps. Chrome. Drive. Google Map. YouTube. Google Maps. YouTube. For new.
Right.
YouTube.
Right, let's get into YouTube here. I don't know whether it'll pick up the quality of the sound. Well, obviously, but it should give you some idea of how good the sound is on here.
Stop recommended. Button.
Right, let's
search button.
See, I've got to watch what I search for because obviously it's not, you've got copyright issues and everything. So I'll just.
Stops in cinemas the 14th of October. Stops in cinemas the 14th of October. Bloody Britain 08/10. The Vikings. Rig H. 19k views 3 years ago. Right. Stops in cinemas the 14th of October. See it first.
Right, I'll just play.
Stops in cinemas the 14th of October. Search button. Stops in cinemas the account. Tab 4 of 4. Selected account. Heading. History. My videos. Button. My video back. Button.
There we go.
Hard ass reviews Benno. 5 views. 1 week
This is
ago.
my last.
Hard ass reviews top 5 smartphones suitable for the blind or partially sighted. 9 views. 3 weeks ago.
Let's try this one.
Video player. Video is loading. Heading. Video player. Heading.
Hard ass reviews, and today I'm going to do my top 5 smartphones that are suitable for the blind and partially sighted. So here we go. These are in order, by the way, and all these phones have been studied and tested by myself over the last year. So the first.
So this kind of gives you an idea of the quality of the sound. Now, unfortunately, stop that. Unfortunately, the quality of that recording wasn't so great. So I've changed my device since then because that sounds a bit. Sounds a bit tinny, when I speak. So the playback on that isn't brilliant. So that's not a best demonstration.
Collapse video.
But give me an idea of how loud this is. So if I just
video player heading collapse video button a 2 button share button more actions button.
Now that is the loudest. It really is a loud tablet.
Video player
because you have a speaker mounted up in each corner. Now if I come out of YouTube, I'll come out of YouTube.
YouTube for new items. Now, double tap to open. Actions available.
Let's come out of Google World.
Basement, folder, 5 apps. Double tap to open FaceTime. Doc, mail, music, notes. Double tap.
Go into notes. See if I can.
Notes, back button.
Give you an idea of how good.
Attachment browser. Note. Attachment.
See if I can make it.
Transcript. Exploring history / medieval to modern 1419.
This is so loud. See, it overrides me and I'm loud.
Note.
Right.
Transcript. Exploring history / medieval to modern 1900 PDF attachment. Large. Transcript. Exploring history / attachment.
Right. Now the good thing about this this keyboard now.
Caps lock on.
See, now I'm using the keyboard now, so that's.
Caps lock off.
Caps lock off.
Caps lock on.
So the keyboard is always working, and the keyboard has smart connectors, magnetic connectors that connect just along the underside of the tablet, and they work independently to Bluetooth, so you don't need to use your Bluetooth at all, and it draws the power from your iPad, which is wonderful because it frees up your Bluetooth, so you're not using your Bluetooth or anything. In fact, I think I've got my Bluetooth switched off on this, because you don't need a Bluetooth speaker with these whopping speakers that are already on it. So I think it saves you a bit of power, in my opinion. It saves you a bit of power, and it's much more responsive. So the tactile feedback is very good off these keys. The
caps lock off, caps lock on, caps lock off, caps lock on.
Tactile feedback off the keys It took me a while to get used to, because obviously the depth of feedback is much more a shallow feedback, because it's like a keyboard case. So the keyboard folds down over the screen of your iPad, so you can just leave it all connected and just fold it down. So what can I say about this? I can say only good things. I think for a professional, I don't know whether, I can't say whether it would replace anybody's laptop, because I know that sometimes I know people who are just very passionately laptop, and they prefer to stay with their laptops. But as a device for work, as a portable device, I think it does work. I think it's excellent. I think the browser, it is fast, so it's great. You want to listen to your audio. I'm sure it would be fine for presentations. And you want to listen to your audio playback. I haven't shot a video on it yet, so maybe I'll shoot a video next time and use that device instead of the one I'm using now. And I think it's a great device for working, and it's fantastic. You can just close it. It's very light, ridiculously light, for a device of its quality and build. And it's easy to carry. The smart keyboard is fantastic. I did reserve an Apple Pencil, but somebody else managed to get to it before me. I tried to reserve an Apple Pencil. So you can actually use the Apple Pencil, and the Apple Pencil has palm rejection, so you can lay your hand onto the screen and it will still acknowledge the pen even though your hand is on the screen. So that's palm rejection.
Yesterday, 26.
Excuse me, sorry about this.
Kathleen, Helen 83, speech off.
Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, I think that's given you an idea of the sound anyway. Well, anyway, I think it's a fantastic device. I think the optimization, I think they've thought of blind and partially sighted people, and with accessibility on, there's nothing you can't do on here. So you want to shoot videos. I haven't tried any photo editing or any video editing on it. That might be more difficult, but I'm sure you probably could even do that. Certainly with a certain amount of assistance, you could probably do that. So leave your likes, leave your comments, and subscribe to my channel, please. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon. So that's the iPad Pro 9.7. Fantastic tablet. Check it out the next time you pass an Apple store or any other multimedia store. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon. You all take care of yourself. Until the next time.